Okay everyone, so I'm going to start now the second part of this painting tutorial, and if you want to know the materials that I'm using here, you need to watch the first part of the first part of this painting tutorial. So you need to watch that first. I mentioned what materials, what canvas, what brushes and acrylic paints or colors that I'm going to use in this tutorial. So here we have already the background colors of the underpainting. So you can watch the first part if you want to know how I did this, but I think it's just a very easy way to paint this one. Maybe you didn't need to watch that, or maybe you just have to skip that part and you just have to watch this. And now we're gonna start adding the details. So okay, so I think I'm gonna start now, and we're gonna do this first here, and then gonna put some palm trees or whatever trees that I'm gonna add. Okay, so continue now. And first I'll be using the number 8 flat brush, nylon flat brush. And I'll be mixing the raw umber with some yellow to make it a little greenish and white. There. And let's put a little riverbank here. So you can follow the strokes. Here. There. And I'll be using the bristle brush. Then I'll be mixing some blue green colors. I'm gonna use the blue and yellow to make some blue green and some white. I'm going to add more yellow, a little water. I'm gonna make it a little darker. Then you can use the punching technique to create the let's call this, to create the leaves of these trees. I'm gonna put some random trees on this forest. There. So just use the tapping of punching. There. You can just smudge the brush to create the grass like the tree like textures. Actually everyone, you do not need to make this part good, because we just have to cover this part here later with some big huge trees here. So you don't need to make it good. And also put some grasses on the riverbank. Okay. And also here, I think I'm gonna do a little smudging or tapping. There, so you have now a little details on that forest. And I think it's just very easy. All you have to do is mix a lighter color than the background, and use that as the details or the highlights for the trees. And then I think I'm going to use the number 1 flat brush. No, I mean number 0 liner brush. And we're gonna put some tree trunk there. So I'm using the 0 liner brush, raw umber and white. So we're now adding some tree trunk. There. Okay. It's a little less visible, but I think you can still see that a little. Okay. So that's it. So I think I'm gonna proceed here, and I think I'm gonna move a little so that I can have there. Okay. So I think I'm gonna start adding details on this forest. So I'll be using a smaller brush, which is the number 7 flat brush here. And I'm going to start adding the trees like palm trees or other trees. Okay, so I'm gonna use the raw umber, the blue, red, and yellow. Let's use the number 7 flat brush, and we're gonna put some palm trees. So first we're gonna create this there. I'm gonna put the leaves one by one using this brush. There. Just create the curve strokes. and just follow what I'm doing. There. There. And I think I'll be using the raw umber and the blue with some red and a little white, because I'm gonna paint some leaves there. There. Okay. That's where we're gonna put some more details later. And also here. We're gonna do the leaves one by one, using the edge of the flat brush. You can actually use smaller brush like the liner brush, #1 liner brush, or even smaller if you are having hard time using this brush. That's it. And I am using this color. I'm gonna put some white and yellow and more white. Because I think I'm gonna put one more coconut tree here. The same technique. There. There. And also here I can put a lot lighter colors. There. Okay. Not worry guys, later I'm gonna put details in this. So I think I'm gonna put one more um, palm tree. And this time it will be bigger, because it's nearer to us, so it should be bigger. Okay, that's it. So you know some um, coconut trees or palm trees. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use the bigger brush, this brush, which is the natural bristle brush, and I'm going to start adding some darker tones on the background. So the raw umber, the blue and green, raw umber, blue, red, yellow. It should be something like darker grayish blue to create some leaves. So again, just use the tapping or punching technique to create the leaves. There. And now I'm going to put the light coming from the right side. So it's unusual because I always put my light source on the left side. So now I'm going to put it here. So all the lights directing from the right side. So this painting will be a little different because of the light source. This is also a tropical forest, but I'm gonna make it a little different. And I'm gonna put a little white color, blue, yellow, and it should be a little something like blue green, light blue green, and yellow. Let's put more highlights here. Use the tapping or punching. You can cover some parts of the elephants, it doesn't matter, because we're gonna put the details on the elephant later. In here. There. And I'll be using raw umber, yellow, and red. I'm gonna put a little brownish highlights or trees with brownish or orange leaves. There. So you should always put different varieties of trees on your landscape painting so that it will become more realistic. Here, I'm gonna put another set of colors. I will not settle on one color only. I need to put lots of colors on this so that it will become natural. There. And now let's start another detail. So I'm gonna use more yellow and white. So here. That's it. So do it a little slowly and carefully. There. And also here. There. So we have now, we can now see the highlights. And also here. Of course, this part here. It's okay if you cover some parts of the coconuts. We're gonna put the highlights later. Gonna put a little crashes here. There. It's becoming alive now. And I'll be using more yellow and a little red. There. So in the background, I'm going to put some grasses. So you need to use the dry brush technique and make sure that, of course, the brush is dry so that when it won't stick on your, you won't create large details. So make sure it's dry and you can smudge it and make a very fine details. Okay, there. So I have now this, and I'm going to add now the details on the on the on the coconut trees. So of course I'll be using the number 7 flat brush here, and some yellow and blue there, more blue. It should be green and white. It should be good light green. And here I'm gonna put one here. The same technique, just put it on top of the leaves. Okay. There. Make sure that your tip or the tip of your brush is flat so that you can add fine details or finer details. There. And also here. Don't put too much highlights. I mean, do not overdo it. There. Okay, that's it. Okay. Still need to put um, another detail on that tree, a coconut tree. But we're gonna do it later. Okay, so here on the other tree, I'm gonna put another highlights. There. Okay. There. And also here. And this one here. There. Okay. And now I'm going to add the white or lighter color, and then I'm going to put some highlight here. There, so it's become a little shiny. So I'm gonna add more white. And also here. Okay. And we should not forget to add some more yellowish color on the coconut. So I'm gonna use the yellow and the white. There. And also some brown colors. So I'm gonna use the raw umber with some red. There. There are some dried leaves on the bottom of the coconut. There. Okay, and we're gonna put the call this the gonna put some tree trunks. So I'm gonna use the raw umber and a little white. I think I'm gonna add more white there. So I'm using the Umber zero liner brush. Do not use a bigger brush because you might commit mistakes and make a bigger tree trunk. Tree trunk should always be small, or branches, I mean the branches. Not the tree trunk, but the branches. There. And now I think I'm going to add more highlights on the tree leaves. So I think I'm gonna use the, you can also use the fan brush if you want. Here I'll be using the bristle brush. I'm going to add more details, highlights. Towards the yellow and white. And let's put it here. Again, just use the punching or tapping technique. And put all the highlights on the left side. Oh no, I mean on the right side. Sorry. There. So let's add more grasses. And I'm gonna put yellow and red there. There. Okay, and I think I'm gonna use the light green with some more white, very highlight, and gonna put a little lighter highlights here. There. Okay. There, it's better now. Okay, so now let's put some riverbank here. So I'll be using the raw umber and white. Just put some rocks. On the riverbank, rocks, soils, or whatever you found on the riverbank. So you need to slide a little with the brush or drag a little to create some textures. There. So I'm gonna add some white. To create some small rocks. There. There. Okay. So that's it. So let's take a look a little, guys. So that's it. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop there, and I think this looks better. This looks good for me. So I hope you like it, guys. And I think on the next episode, it is the episode 3. Oh no, the part 3. I'm going to start sketching or adding the little details first on this elephant, and next will be the river, and on this part here. So that will be my plan. I'm not sure yet, but I think I'm going to retouch more here, make it as realistic as possible. So yes, I'm not going to stop until I won't succeed on this one. So I want to say thank you guys for watching this video today, and I hope you get something out of this. So on this lesson, it's all about adding details on the forest with some palm trees, coconut trees, and other distant forests. So that will be the tutorials all about today on this part. So I hope you get something out of this and you learn something, and my advice is to keep on practicing, keep on painting. The more you know how to use your brush, the more you know how to mix the colors. That's why I'm using with colors and palette, because I want you to learn to mix and get the desired colors you want. Okay guys, I want to say thank you so much, and please hit like and subscribe for more videos in the future. Once again, thank you so much. Have a nice day, and God bless you all. All the glory and honor always belongs to the Lord.